Welcome everybody. My name is Clay Bramblett. I'll be your narrator for this version of a video, and we're going to introduce you today to the Denver hose pack that's been adopted by the Dallas Fire Rescue for forming our 2.5-inch hose into a HighRise pack. So I've got Francisco Adami. He'll be helping me today, as well as Sam Avalos from Station 6. We're going to start out, we have a section, we'll have 3 different sections of 50 foot of 2.5-inch hose. And we're going to start out, we'll recommend that each and every company takes your hose prior to loading it in this pack and roll it up, and that gets all the air out of it, and that'll just make for a better, more compact type of load as we formulate this pack. We'll start out making a 32-inch mark on a 50-foot section of hose. We'll have 3 sections for each piece of hose, and we'll just make that mark in there. And some companies that might want to put a HR for HighRise and the 32 on there, and if you look down here in the middle section of the hose, we've marked the mid section of the hose just for line of sight, and if we do the partial stairwell stretch, we'll have that to where we can use that as a gauge for that 25-foot mark. So these guys are going to start packing this hose and making this fold, and we'll do this in a horseshoe style of fashion. So we'll turn the pack on its side, and we'll just start making a fold back and forth. Our first fold on this, we're going to try to stop short of that coupling at that 32-inch mark, and we'll go back and forth on this in that horseshoe style of fashion, and we'll go one short fold and then one long fold, and that ends up keeps that from fanning out at the end if you'll go one long and one short on as you do your folds back and forth. Whenever we get to the end of this, we're going to try to make sure that we find the middle section of this hose, and then we'll make sure that each coupling is going to be the opposite sides of the pack. So we'll demonstrate that here in just a second. Again, it's just one short and one long, and you can see where that keeps that from fanning out as they make this pack as tight as possible. About this point here, we'll try to find the middle section, the mid portion of the hose, and we'll make sure that the couplings on our opposite sides. If you'll see the way he does it there, and we'll come back around. This is going to be one of our regular sections, and we're going to tie these couplings together just a couple of turns, and the only thing we're doing there is just to protect the male threads as we throw them in and out of compartments or throw them on the ground. That's good there. Try to bring that back together, and then we'll have some slack, and you're going to have to try to bring that all the way back around to the other side, and sometimes you'll have quite a bit of it there, as in this case we might have some, but the only thing you're going to do is just bring that out, fold that last section out as you'll see what they're doing, and then fold it back in. Sometimes you'll have to bring that out a little bit more to get that to work for you there. As they bring that pack back together, they're going to turn it on its melt with the male side on top. And then again, you'll see the way he tried to make sure he found the middle of that, and he's making sure he's on the male side of that. And if you'll pay attention to where he's putting his straps, if you use these new straps we got, and just barely clear that portion of hose right there, and then that way you'll get a pretty good little cinch down as you bring that straps back around. These are really good straps that we got. I think all the companies will like those. They work out really well. And if you'll pay attention as well, we're trying to make sure that these straps are at the ends and at the fold there. This male side will have 2 straps on it, and whenever we deploy this hose, it just helps with the deployment part, and it keeps it universal to where when we lay this down at the floor below the fire, those male straps will be leading in the direction of travel that we're going. Turn it back over, and it's best to try to turn these on the side like this that they're doing. That gets the air out of it, and it just really packs down really well. Again, you'll notice the way he's got that buckle there on the end, he can really get a good bite on that as he cinches that down. All right, that's the first pack there, and that 32-inch mark is made to go over the SCBA really well and not hang down too low on a firefighter as they might drape it over their SCBA ascending the stairs. That's the first couplings, and to speed this process up, we've already kind of got the nozzle section little head start here, and they're going to finish this pack up for the nozzle section. Again, you'll only need 3 straps, the black straps, one long, one short fold back and forth. As they get towards the end here, they'll try to split that pack in the middle and see which way the male side is with the female side, and they'll go on opposite ends. Take that nozzle that we have, it's got an 1.25 inch tip on it. Whenever they tie that nozzle on there, we're going to make sure that that bail side of that nozzle is backed up to the hose itself, and it just makes for a better compact type of load. We turn it on its side there with the nozzle side on top there, get all the air out. This particular section here played out really well with the you didn't have any slack that had to come back around. So it's best to try to take those straps. Again, you'll see the way he's finding the middle portion of that. Take the strap, especially on this nozzle portion, and make sure that that nozzle is included in that portion of the strap down. Holds it in place really well. Again, one more section to the where we have 2 straps on the male side. And again, with the 2 straps on the male side, that's just trying to make these packs where they're uniform in the way we load them, to where the 2 straps will lead in the direction of travel as we lay them down on the floor below the fire prior to assembling the pack. Again, you'll see the way he's trying to get that down there towards the end of that pack just as much as he can. It works out really well. And there you have it. That's going to be 3 sections of hose will be needed for our HighRise packs, and that's your standpipe bag. And your other equipment will be involved will be the Halligan tool and the flathead, and the officer will hopefully have the thermal imaging camera that he'll take up for that load as well.